He had built his empire from nothing, late nights, endless rejections, and battles no one saw. Today was supposed to be a celebration, a rare moment to breathe. Sitting in the VIP lounge, he felt a quiet pride as he waited for his flight. But then, a whisper, a tap on the shoulder, and a cold, practiced smile. "Sir, you'll need to move." The reason? A priority passenger, white, entitled, already walking toward his seat. The stairs followed him like shadows. Was this just a mistake? Or something far uglier? Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Marcus. Ellison was the kind of man people admired from afar. At 45, he had transformed a small tech startup into one of the fastest-growing companies in the country. His calendar overflowed with investor meetings, speaking engagements, and charity events. But this trip was personal. He was flying to New York for a gala honoring Black entrepreneurs, a moment he had worked decades to earn. That morning, he arrived early, suit crisp, shoes polished, mind still buzzing with last night's board meeting. The airline's staff recognized him from past flights, greeting him with polite professionalism. His first-class ticket was already scanned, and he settled into the VIP lounge, a place where deals were struck and influential people mingled. But Marcus wasn't there to network. He wanted a quiet seat, a coffee, and a moment to reflect on how far he had come. He didn't know that his evening was about to be rewritten. It started subtly, a cluster of staff huddled by the counter, glancing in his direction. At first, Marcus thought nothing of it. Maybe they were discussing upgrades or last-minute seating changes. But then, one of them approached. The man's tone was clipped, rehearsed, almost too calm. "Sir, I'm afraid there's been a seating adjustment. We'll need you to relocate." Marcus frowned. His ticket clearly stated VIP first class. "Is there a problem?" he asked, keeping his voice even. The staff member didn't answer directly, only gestured toward another seat, smaller, at the back of the lounge. Before he could question further, a tall man in an expensive suit entered, white, mid-50s, the kind of person who walked like the world belonged to him, without even looking at Marcus. He dropped his bag into Marcus's chair, already making himself comfortable. The staff smiled, offering him coffee as though he were royalty. Marcus felt a slow burn rise in his chest. This wasn't about a seating adjustment. This was about perception, about who they believed belonged in that seat and who didn't. Every movement around him confirmed it. The subtle avoidance, the averted eyes, the unspoken message that he was out of place. As he stood, the room seemed to shift, the air heavier. He could comply, swallow the humiliation like so many times before, or he could do something that would make sure they never forgot this moment. Marcus didn't move toward the smaller seat. Instead, he pulled out his phone, opening his contacts with deliberate slowness. The room quieted. The man in his former seat glanced up, annoyed. Within seconds, Marcus was speaking, not to the lounge staff, but to his executive assistant. "I want the names of every corporate partner tied to this airline on my desk in an hour." Whispers rippled through the room. He ended the call and looked directly at the lounge manager. "You've just made a decision that will cost you more than a seat." By the time he boarded the plane, news had already reached the airline's boardroom. Contracts worth millions, gone in minutes. The man who'd taken his seat watched him pass, now unsure of the ground beneath him. Marcus never raised his voice, never demanded an apology. His silence was louder than any confrontation. Days later, headlines carried the story. Black CEO drops airline over discriminatory incident, millions lost overnight. The airline scrambled to control the damage, but the truth was out. For Marcus, it wasn't about revenge, it was about setting a precedent. In rooms where decisions were made, he wanted them to remember that respect wasn't negotiable. He knew he was just one man, but he also knew that change often began with one refusal to accept the way things are. And so he kept moving forward, building, speaking, refusing to shrink. How many more people must be humiliated before the world decides enough is enough? Which country and city are you watching from? Take care.